All right, so this is the seated Schroth traditional exercise for a patient with a right thoracic curvature. And the whole goal here is to set up position at the pelvis, the chest wall, trying to self-elongate first, getting your best possible position second, breathe in that position third, and then finally, if you can maintain your position with the breath, we want to start hissing and eventually using pressure through the hands. Now, scoot forward on the chair so your knees come forward. And for patients that have limitation of the shoulder, you can modify this exercise by two things. One, you could put both hands in front of you, wrapping around the pole with your elbows out to your sides. Hinging forward your whole trunk through the hips, not too far, just right through here. That way you can use some traction with your elbows out to the sides to get that shoulder blade expansion, okay? If you don't have limitation in either of the shoulders, the position will be your left hand up, out to the left, where you're getting that expansion, tractioning through the right shoulder, bringing that right shoulder blade back and down on that diagonal traction line, okay? So, would you like to do in this position or the other?
Sure, I'm okay.
Okay, so first, pelvis rooted down in a neutral position, coming forward, backward. And patients that, if you have a increase of your lumbar curvature, it helps to stay forward a little bit more to lock that out. Okay, then rooting the tree, pushing the pelvis down, self-elongating, reaching the neck like a turtle coming out of its shell, up as the shoulder blades come out to the side, but not forgetting to keep the neck long, keeping length through the neck and the shoulder blades, where you're coming up, down and out, where the shell is down here and the head is peeking up. Reaching up through the left, avoiding a true shoulder shrug, but more of a true reach, where we're trying to get your shoulder blade to come up and out. Great. Hold. Steady, almost reaching with the elbow, keeping the hand on the bar, tensioning the left or right elbow out to the side as you're maintaining the shoulder blade back. Holding there, reaching out to the sides, right elbow reaching out a little more, head coming up, self-elongating, step one. Okay, step two, start trying to breathe into the positions. Okay, maintaining the expansion, rooting of the tree, head long. You can even rotate the upper body to the left just a tad. Wanting to breathe into the concavities, up into the left armpit, down into the right chest wall. Exhaling, holding the breath in the concavities. Inhaling, filling, getting tall, getting long, maintaining the position. Exhaling, tensioning out the elbows, reaching the head, keeping long. The right pelvis can drop down for patients with a right primary curvature. Breathing into the concavities, starting to hiss, adding tension, maintaining air in the cavities, elbows reaching out. Good, holding that tension as you inhale and reach up, self-elongation, hissing, reaching out, letting the ribs drop down, holding that air in the cavities as you inhale, filling, holding, lifting, hissing, elongating through the armpit, tractioning, going on that diagonal traction line. One more breath before fatigue sets in. blades down. And if we're gonna make one cue, you could come forward at the trunk just a little bit to get the paraspinals to act up and to try and create as much stability for the torso. Okay, come down. Now as a modification, if the shoulder are not able to extend that high, you can bring the left arm on the same bar in front, hands about 6 inches apart, hinging forward at the hips, getting tall and long, neutral pelvis, right pelvis down, reaching your rib cage up and to the left, not true shrugging the shoulder, but more so thinking of coming out to the sides. So you're keeping a neutral position, but staying rib cage up and to the left, come away from my finger, with the shoulder blades down and out as the neck is elongating, keeping space between the shoulder blades and the neck, performing that position. And your tensioning, if you get to that point, will be trying to pull the bar apart, reaching the elbows out to the side, which will add tension in order for you to get air into your cavities. Okay? Coming forward a little more. Again, not pursing until you get into the position, the best possible position. Okay, dropping the right hip down a little bit, coming up and to the left a little more, creating space. Yeah. Can you come up and to the left? Come away from my finger?
I can't.
Yeah, hold there. So that's about the maximum amount that you'll get. If this hip starts to come up, that's when you know that's kind of where you're at, and that's where you want to work. Okay? Now just stand, yeah, sit there. How do you feel?
Good.
Yeah?